Hi accelerators, welcome to today's episode where I'm about to turn you into a Figma email designer ninja so slick you will whip out newsletters faster than you can see auto layout. So buckle up because we're about to make some magic happen. Today's map for this adventure. 1. What is a typical email newsletter? 2. Sizes, because size does matter. 3. Building a smart design system so your whole team can work the magic together like a well-oiled machine. A couple of my secret cheat codes. This will make it 10 times faster. I'm not joking, it's serious. Exporting like a pro to make clients happy and maybe even make a developer your friend. So let's start with, what does a typical email newsletter contain even? What I usually include for my clients is you want to have a pre-header and a subject line up here so that client can imagine what shows up in the inbox preview for their customer. And then you want a header, and that usually contains a logo and with maybe some quick links on like, it can be women, men, accessories. Okay, hero image. So this is the big, bold centerpiece. This is what the guest is seeing as soon as they open up the email. It has to look exciting. So usually it includes a CTA, call to action, but not always. Sometimes it can just be an eye catcher. Something that is good to think about here is that when you open it up on a desktop, you might not see very much of this, not as much as you would see when you're looking at it in Figma. So try to keep that in mind. Like if there's some really important eye-grabbing piece of information, make sure that that is really at the top of the hero. And then you have the intro text. So this is the warm handshake, welcoming your reader inside. And then you have the below the fold modules. And these are usually around like 2 to 5 of them. So think of these as the main courses, content that keeps people nibbling away. And then we have what I like to include, you might also like, or, it can have a different variations of this title, but it's like cross promotions. So basically, hey, while you're at it, or if none of the above was piquing your interest at this time, you might also like this completely other product. So this is a last minute hook to reel your customers in. And then we have the footer, and this is kind of like a website footer with links to privacy policies, if you have that, social media, legal mumbo jumbo. And this usually stays fairly unchanged unless there are specific legal language that changes, for example, a sale. So now that we know what goes into a newsletter, how in the heavenly baby Jesus do we design this thing? Okay, sizes. All right, listen, I've always been told that it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. Okay, it might not have been completely in a design context I was told this, but in design, size is very important. Tip 1 is check with your developers. I know developers, designers, you just gotta work it out, man. You guys need each other, especially the developers. They really need the designers. So check with your devs. See if they have size specs that you need to follow. Because you don't want to start designing and then realizing, oh, you got all those wrong sizes, okay? There might be limitations that you need to be aware of. And then we have mobile and desktop sizes. So this can depend on your team's capability and how the developer or the CRM person is building out the email. So you want to, of course, have a conversation and make sure that you understand how this is being built before you start designing. This is kind of how I think of it. So my go-to size for emails is 750 pixels width. Why? Because it's roughly half the size of a typical desktop screen. Because you want to ensure that you have the lowest file size possible so that the images don't take too long to load for your audience. But at the same time, you want to find that balance where you still provide a nicely crisp image quality. So sometimes I also use this 750 pixel design for mobile, depending on your team's capabilities, since 750 pixels is also twice the size of a standard mobile width of 375 pixels. And so this ensures that your images will stay high resolution on mobile devices as well. So you can just export the same assets for desktop and mobile in one go and use the same ones. A word of caution here though, if you're designing for a developer who needs the exact font sizes for input, it's best to stick with 375 pixels for mobile. And then this way, the font sizes remain proportionate and accurate for implementation. Pro tip, keep fonts legible. So check your designs on your mobile device via Figma mobile app. You know who you are. Don't think that you magically know in your head how everything is going to turn out on mobile. Just open the damn app. Build a smart design system. So this is the secret sauce. The fun part. Component. Man, do I love components. Start loose and explore your designs before you dive into the components, because nothing kills creativity faster than boxes that don't fit. So make components for stuff that you use all the time, like header, navigation bar, the hero section, and if you want to have another component for your intro, buttons and CTAs, and links. So make sure that they're consistent and don't make a McDonald's menu with 10 different order now buttons. Like if you have a lot of call to actions to include, maybe decide a hierarchy. The ones that are more important can be buttons. The ones that are a little bit less important, less eye-grabbing, make them just like little nice hyperlinks. Clean, airy. Use auto layout like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. It's like a magic wand for dynamic content. Text that expands, no problem. Making sure that everything stays put, auto layout is your friend. So this is a pro tip. If you don't already have a complete design system, I would just urge you to at least create a simple design system. So very like minimal, just like the most important text styles. What are you using for your headlines, for your body text? A consistent color palette with a couple of colors and a handful of flexible components. Now, I'm about to share my deepest, darkest secrets. And they're gonna make you the email design Jedi everyone wishes that they could be. Ready? Here we go. Number 1. Extend backgrounds like a boss. Whatever you do, don't leave Figma, like ever. You don't need Photoshop anymore. Okay, maybe for some things, but how? Very simple. Copy, paste, flip, group, drag. That's your new mantra. Easy. Don't be a drag, just be a queen, okay? Next tip. You think that Figma can't do feathering like Photoshop? Think again, my friend. My tip to you is you mask your image shape in Figma and then add a layer blur to your mask. No fuss, instant feathered. All right, export like a pro. Now this is the part where we really take you to the next level. How you slice and dice your assets can make or break the project, or at least the relationship with your coworkers, C developers. Name everything logically. Okay, so for example, 2024 _ email _ newness jeans collection. That can be the master folder. And then within 00 _ hero, the next asset 01 _ body, 02 _ button or body again or whatever, so on. A number or whichever common denominator should always go first. This ensures that all the files lands in a logical order so that whoever has to deal with it quickly gets a grasp of what is what and where it goes. Use the rename plugin in Figma. It's like a magic wand that just renames multiple assets with one click. And now, another pro tip. If you add / in your file name of the main frame, Figma will actually create a subfolder automatically for you with all the frames inside that folder. So it's kind of like a washing machine that organizes your socks for you, except this doesn't exist and I'm still waiting for this, but in Figma it exists because Figma is amazing. And finally, if you made it this far, well, you officially deserve a cape because you're now a Figma email ninja. Do ninjas even wear capes? No, they don't. You're a Figma hero. Before you go, smash that like button, subscribe for more tasty design secrets, and if you have any questions or if you have other tips and tricks up your sleeve yourself, please leave a comment below. I love hearing from my fellow creatives. And remember, keep learning, keep accelerating towards your dreams, because dreams don't work unless you do. And if you want to learn more about auto layout and components, click the link below. See you in the next one.